So it's a little chilly today, so I'm kind of covered up. Um, a little puppy. Just seeing how um, video works and stuff like that. I noticed that the pictures were coming in backwards, so I started to, um, dissect the settings and stuff. So I wanted to show you this book, um, the Cron- the Charles Street Beach Club. It's by Terrence John. This book was given to me. Um, so it's in the Boston area. So acknowledgments. I must thank my best friends, John. I'm not going to pronounce the last name. Degnan and Paul Gervais. I'm bad. For their endless support and encouragement. All characters, places, and events are fictional, and any resemblance they may bear to any real persons, places, and events is purely coincidental. Copyright 2016. So, the book is Keith Snow lives at the foot of Boston's Beacon Hill and experiences. Yeah, I'm not a good reader. The raucous 1980s gay scene as it unfolds onto the onset of the AIDS crisis. The clubs, the baths, organized crime, Providencetown, unrequited love, and passions within a small group of friends and neighbors. A must read for those trying to make sense of life on the edge during an era of change and great consequences. So, um, so this is the first book. There's a second book coming out. So I'm gonna start reading this. Um, See what it's about because I graduated high school in '85, and um, you know finding out who you are and getting to understand people and places and things and like that. And the '80s was, to me, a time where um I want to say the '70s, '60s was to our parents. Like everything was just, like, there was out of our age group of, 15, 16, 17, 18, like that. Outside of that age group, you really don't, you're not into politics. You don't see what's really going on. There's hate out there and stuff like that. And you grow and you learn from it. Um, so this is a curious read, because I remember being in town with friends at 16 and 17 years old. You know, the first time my sister and I we snuck into town. I think we were 13 years old. Um, all our friends got together, and we were gonna go downtown. But we all told each other, our parents, that we were gonna be at each other's house, and we all jumped on the train and went downtown and had a blast. Nobody got hurt. We all protected each other. Because at that time, downtown, Scully Square, Chinatown, um, Combat Zone. They don't call those anymore. Well, Chinatown is still Chinatown, but in general area, it was called Scully Square at one point, and then it went and became the Combat Zone, and then being impressionable, 17 years old, we saw prostitutes, and we, you know, pimps did approach us, and you know, it was kind of scary, but we all stood for each other. One of our friends, like this guy, just pulled up, and we were like waiting to cross the street, and he pulled up, stopped, looked at her, and said, "How much?" We were like first I went dumb, like what the hell, and then I'm like, this is a grown-ass man, like we're like 13, 14 years old. So it would like it got automatic, like we all like piled in and said, how much what? How much what? We're all standing in his window, like, you know, what's going on here? And we all embraced her, you know. I mean, she's our friend, you know. But that was like, you know, like an odd moment, you know, like, wow, this is shit happened. So, not telling stories to my parents, whatever, growing up. But if you're in the Boston area and you want to read a little bit about the 80s time, so yeah, I'm gonna jump into this book. So I don't know, the guy that wrote the book signed it to me. So I used to read a lot until technology came out, and then, you know, reading, I read comic books, graphic novels, and stuff like that. Not a lot. I wouldn't say I'm an avid fan or anything like that, but you know, I've had my share. And then digital came out, so I switched from paper to digital. So this is gonna be funny. Well, not funny, like, you know, like I'm actually opening up a book and reading it. I fall asleep easy. So, yeah, I just wanted to came on here. I wanted to try, like working the video a little bit more, like wearing headphones, and maybe, you know, because I noticed that my voice sounds a little echoey. Because where I have my video set up, it's underneath the cabinets. Like this little is hanging from um, a handle, the knob for the cabinet. But this was when my mom passed away from cancer. My sister passed out these um, cancer bracelets for breast cancer, I believe. It used to be pink, nice and pink, but I wore the hell out of it. So it got caught when I was washing the dishes and stuff. So I hung it here, and it's kind of stayed here. I have a newer. I have two. Like I have a newer one that I'll probably just start wearing or whatever. But that goes like that. But I'm gonna make a quick shake, a protein shake with my banana. I'm gonna go to the freezer and get the frozen coconut. I got to do another video for a frozen coconut. How I do my frozen coconut and teas and stuff. So when I'm ready to start brewing up that, I'll make another thing. Now I'm gonna put you on hold while I run to the refrigerator, which is in that corner there. Yeah, the refrigerator used to be out here, but you know the living room is kind of small, so I stuck it in the pantry, and it's kind of out of the way. Like I'm like crisscrossing this kitchen, like I'm at the sink and the stove is there, and I don't use the table to eat at anymore because it's become my station. Once I clear all this up, I'm gonna donate the table. A lot of my furniture is gonna get donated. Um, well, it's not like I have a lot of furniture, but you know, I'm gonna put it into donation. I'm gonna call them up because one of the donation places I know that they'll pick up the furniture, like the sofa. They won't take and I feel bad. I have a medium size sectional. It's a corner sectional. It's like half circle. So what I've done is I took the corner piece out, and that became like a love seat. And I stuck the two end pieces together, so it's like almost like a king size sofa now. People are like, how'd you get that in the house? I'm like, it's a sectional, and they're super light though, but they barely sat on. like I would go in there to watch a movie and that's it, and come out or whatever. I don't use the living room for anything. You know, um, other than the cats have made it their domain and they've scratched at the corners of the sofa. So that's the only damage. I feel bad that this is going to go into the trash. The cushions are still good. I you know, don't eat in the living room, so it's not like there's any stains or anything. So I feel bad. It needs a new shell, but it's gonna have to go in the trash, and I feel bad. Like nobody wants to take something that's been clawed at by cats. But anyhow, let me put you on pause, and I'll yak some more and grab the stuff I need from the refrigerator. BRB. So I'm back. This is what I drink out of, my Rubbermaid container. This is the frozen coconut. You can see the coconut kind of gets pushed out as it freezes. So I put one of these or two of these inside my drinking bottle. And my sister took me to Walmart and I was able to find mixed fruit, frozen fruit from Walmart, great value. So this is pretty cool. No sodium, zero sodium. I don't always talk about sodium because I can't have sodium. Oh, Gretchen. So I put a few pieces that want to melt. So I put it like that. My little pup, he's attached to my foot right now. Every time I stand still for a moment of time, he uses my foot as a pillow. Right, Biscuit? His name is Biscuit. He's a rescue. I came to my home when he was a year and a half. His name is They called him Biscuit, so that's kept his name. Like my big girl, she's 14. She's over there snoring. You can see her in the corner there. That's her right there. Oops. Which way am I going? That's her right there. Beep, 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 beep. She's on her bed snoring away. She's 14. She's a mix pointer and chocolate lab. Yeah, I get a lot of stories to tell about her. She's such a sweet dog. Again, she came here at 9 months old as an emergency. He came here as an emergency. My older cat came here as an emergency. The two younger cats, brother and sister, in my backyard under the porch, the mother had the babies. She had 5 babies. And, I kept an eye on them, made sure the dogs didn't bother them, bother her. I fed them, gave them water and stuff like that. And when she was ready to leave, the 3 bigger kittens, I took a picture of them, but the 3 bigger ones left with the mom. And for like 2 days, nobody. And these 2 that are here, I call one's a boy, one's a girl. Shiloh's the boy, Amelia's the girl. You can see that she stayed with him, and she was a goof. Like watching her as a kitten, she was chasing her own tail, chasing the dust, chasing, being friends with all the other cats. The three cats that left with the mom, they were like on guard, like with the mom. They were like army with the mom. So Amelia and Shiloh stayed. So I brought them in the house, figuring out the next day, like after 2 days, I was like, okay, the cat's not going around. I could see that the boy cat I didn't know they were boy or girl until until I picked them up afterwards. But seeing them now, the boy cat, he shut down. So I thought he was going to die. So I brought them in the house, gave him a little box, put towels in them, put a little water, a little thing of water, a little food, and they just chilled. They didn't bother nothing. They stayed low and stuff like that. And Amelia, she checked out the box first and then found Shiloh and then cuddled up with him. They stayed like that for the night. So the next day, I could see that they were moving around a little bit. I was like, okay, so this is cool. You know, I noticed that they drank water. Shiloh didn't really move around too much. He was still shut down. By the third day, like I figured if they, if he was gonna die, just be warm home, pass away here. But he didn't. They didn't. Now they came in here the size of their head. Now they're like this big. Like, well, the girl Amelia, she stayed small for the longest time. I think when she turned 5, when they turned 5, they sprouted. So she got big. She started to put on weight, because she stayed thin for a long time. So they're 9 now. Garfield is 13. Pinky is 14. And Biscuit is 10. I got to look up their numbers again. But yeah. Well, yeah. So he came here at a year and a half. 10? No. I don't know. I gotta look up the numbers. 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. But yeah, this is good. Mixed vegetables. Mixed vegetables. Yeah, I do mixed vegetables too. And a banana. So let me put this back in the refrigerator and I'll be right back and talk your ear off a little bit more. So I got my tea mixture. My concentrated tea mixture. This is for the daytime. It has a little caffeine in it. So I just pour it in there. And the banana, the same thing. I just take the banana. I got the news on over here too. I keep glancing at the news. So I cut it into small pieces so that way it stays below the water level, the water line. So that way when I add water to it, I'm not going over the line, because after it starts to blend, it starts to become full and become full of pressure and stuff like that. So I put my moist waste products inside a container because it doesn't go in the trash. My neighbors have serious problems with mice, and they don't understand why I don't have problems with mice, because I don't bring food or eat food in any other room other than the kitchen. There are times, yes, when watching a movie, we'll bring some snacks in there, but the living room was kept clean. So there's like the invisible line right here. You can't kind of see it from the inside more, but there's like a line right here. So I put everything below that. I fill it with water. I can't drink milk, dairy products. So the line is like right there, because once it's blended, it fills up, air bubbles get mixed up in it and stuff like that. My teaspoon. This fiber cereal is All Brand. I couldn't think of the name before. I kept saying Fiber One because I used to eat Fiber One. So I go All Brand. So the amount of salt in it is a little bit better than the other one. So I do All Brand. So a little cinnamon, as much as you like. If you like cinnamon, zero sugar. I gotta look at my grocery list to figure out the name of this sugar free. So I put flat 2 scoops in. I shake a little bit off the edges. Same thing with the sugar. This is regular sugar. I don't put like a mountain scoop in. So I flatten it out. Little honey. Honey doesn't raise as the reports go, honey is sweeter than sugar, as it says, but it doesn't raise the blood sugar level as fast as sugar does. So I measured out like how much squeeze it takes to fill this. So I do like 3 seconds, like 1, 2, 3, or 3 counts, not seconds. And put that in there. Same thing with this is ground orange peel. So I dehydrate the orange peel and ground it up and make a powder, and teaspoon a day they say is good. Yeah, I gotta put a note here saying like why I use this stuff, because my memory is not so great, but I know. And this is creatine, good for building muscle, because I do work out enough to keep the muscles motivated. If I get gains, I get gains, but I just want to keep myself in shape and be able to do things. So I put glutamine. This helps with muscle soreness and recovery. And then collagen. This has no sodium in it. So what I do is I put 2 of these in, So I measured out 6 teaspoons makes the measurement scoop that's in here. So I scoop out like 2 at a time. So it's like 4 at the moment. So 6 of these makes 1 serving of that. So I put in this and put it in my oatmeal. This one has sodium in it. This is vanilla. This has like 45 milligrams of sodium. Yeah, 45 milligrams of sodium. This is from Stop and Shop. So again, I put good sized scoops of this. I forgot I switched it up to 3. I'm doing. Let me put another one of these in. So I used to do 2. So I make 2 shakes a day. 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. I use this because, reaching in for the scoop, and, this gets washed every day and touching stuff. Yeah, I don't like to, I don't like to touch stuff, I guess you could say. I'm not a germaphobe, but I don't, like when you're cooking and stuff and you're touching, you're cutting up vegetables and the juice from the vegetables get on your hands, and then you go and touch something else, Same thing like meat. I don't touch meat. I got utensils here that touches the meat for me. I don't understand why people would take their digits and stop poking into the meat and saying, "This is great." They get grind it up with your thing. No, put some gloves on. You know, you got nails. Shit gets under your nails. Yeah, I don't know why people touch stuff. You know, but anyways, that's me. You know, like making meatloaf. You know, my mom used to make some good meatloaf growing up. Um, and she'll be there like grinding up all the ingredients and stuff. And so, like I was always around. I learned my cooking from her and stuff. Um, so she's like, "Oh, do you want to do it?" I think that was my first time and last time. I started mashing it up, and I was like, "Nope, it's not for me. It's not for me." So now I'm gonna cap it. So in my meat and stuff, I buy it trimmed. I don't buy anything that I have to cut and separate. No boneless, skinless chicken. All right, so I'm gonna blend this in my bullet. This is my bullet, magic bullet, like magic bullet. I don't know what they call it now, if they still call it a bullet, but I've had this forever. My sister gave this to me a long time ago. So I'm gonna blend this, and I'll be right back. So it's back, nice and thick. Sometimes it overflows, so let's see if this is good. Yeah, this is good. Shush. So I'm gonna show you see how thick it is? Nice and thick. So what I do is, what's left in here, I rinse the edges around, and I pour the rest in there. Why waste some vitamin A and vitamin B and so pour the rest. See? I just put some more water. Oops, no Gretchen. Mix it up. Get it nice and clean. So you can see come on, Gretchen. Allergies are killing me. So I fill it to the top. So I fill it to the top because you can see all the bubbles just going up. So I just fill it to the top. That way the bubbles break up and it goes down. All right, what did I do with the cover? I moved the cover so I can see it. So that's my shake. It's a different angle. You can't really see the bubbles moving around, I guess. You can see the ice in there floating around. So this is Rubbermaid. 32 ounces. Yeah, 32 ounces is right here. So I fill it all the way to the rim, so that way the bubbles, this side is liters. You see the difference is liters. So 32 ounce, that's half of your liquid serving for the day. So I combined all this together because I was having problems drinking enough fluid. And you can see the change in your skin and everything, not having enough fluid, your energy, your body language, everything. So I have to bring up my fluid. So I was like, well, I need to drink more protein. I need to start taking care of myself, basically, start doing everything. So I'm always moving. I don't sit long enough just to eat. That's it. So I figure, well, let me combine everything in one thing and see how it goes, and it works. You know, I'll do my little exercise routine. I, as you see in one of the old videos, past videos, I bought a chin-up bar, and it's working. I'm embarrassed to show you the next level, but yeah, I'm working that, and keeping the posture and stuff like that. I'm 6'2", and everything I do is looking down. Everything I do is looking down. So I'm like, and I noticed my back of my neck is like, because washing dishes, like washing dishes, I don't even touch the bottom of the sink. So I have to lean in. So I'm leaning into the sink, washing dishes, breaking my neck. So I have a bar stool here. So like I would sit down and wash dishes, because the neck, it's just like everything I'm doing. I get pets, sweeping, vacuuming, everything is looking down. Like a friend of mine, well, everybody I know that around me is shorter than I am. That are friends and family to me. Everybody's short, so I'm always constantly looking down. Someone that's 5'2" sitting there washing dishes, and I can see that, her neck, she's up straight, because she's down at the levels. I'm like, I either gotta raise the sink or I gotta lower myself. So I got myself a bar stool. I sit on it to wash. If I have a lot of dishes to do, then I sit down and wash the dishes. I don't know what else getting at. But anyways, it's been real. Let me take a taste. Good. Nice and sweet. Natural sweet. Like the fruit helps sweetens the water, that way you don't put so much sugar in it. You get the natural sugar from the fruit, natural sodium from the fruit, because we do need sodium, but naturally. We don't need added sodium. Sodium is just a preservative. Back in the day, without refrigerators and stuff, over the winter time or whatever, they would salt their meats, to dehydrate them so that way they'll last longer. So people have gotten accustomed to that salt flavor. We don't need that salt. We don't need that sodium. The cabinet was open and kept catching my eye. So you'll get used to not eating that much salt. You won't have the craving for that much salt. You won't have craving for that much sugar. Unless you smoke something and you get the munchies, then you have to like kill that craving. So yeah, be good, be safe, and talk to you later. Bye.